Good afternoon, everyone. Everyone's ready? Okay. Before we begin, information contained in our media releases may relate to issues of violence or trauma, which could be distressing for some individuals. Be mindful of your well-being and consider whether or not engaging with this content is appropriate for you. I'll introduce myself. My name is Constable Chansey. I'm a public information officer with the Winnipeg Police Service. Today we have Acting Chief Art Stannard, as well as Deputy Chief Jean Bowers. They'll be able to answer any questions you may have after the reading of the news release. The news release today deals with an officer-involved shooting. This is a multifaceted investigation. However, we were speaking to the fact of our involvement in this incident. On June 5th, 2024, at approximately 12:40 a.m., the Winnipeg Police Service received information through RCMP telecoms regarding a black Ford F-350 reported stolen from a rural Manitoba municipality southwest of Winnipeg. Information was also provided that a vehicle occupied by several potentially armed individuals involved in prior criminal activity was making its way to Winnipeg. At approximately 12:50 a.m., a West District General Patrol unit observed the stolen vehicle near Ness Avenue and Linwood Street. Officers immediately requested assistance from the Flight Operations Unit, Air 1, which quickly acquired the stolen vehicle and provided visual containment information on the vehicle and its occupants. A lengthy follow ensued, lasting approximately 1 hour, with Air 1 guiding our officers to a parking lot on College Crescent in Otterburn, Manitoba. That's just southeast of the city. As our unit entered the parking lot, their cruiser was ran by the stolen vehicle. Officers immediately engaged the suspects, resulting in a use of force incident involving the officers discharging their firearms. The suspects fled the parking lot. Air 1 continued to contain the vehicle visually and followed it to a parking lot on Drover's Run in Niverville, Manitoba. Air 1 observed the driver exit the stolen vehicle, enter another vehicle, and flee the area. An adult female passenger attempted to flee on foot. However, responding RCMP officers quickly placed her under arrest. WPS officers attended the abandoned stolen truck and located an adult male passenger suffering from a gunshot wound. Officers provided emergency medical care to the victim before the arrival of ambulance. However, he succumbed to his injuries. The Independent Investigation Unit of Manitoba, IIU, has been notified and has assumed responsibility for the investigation with assistance and support from the RCMP. Please direct any follow-up inquiries to the IIU. We do realize that there was a Winnipeg Police Service vehicle that was obviously present in the area of Niverville that had sustained some damage as a result of gunfire. This is a small community southeast of Winnipeg, and certainly alarming and concerning to the residents. We want to bring some kind of context to our involvement in this particular incident. I'd like to invite Deputy Chief Art Stannard to answer any questions.
Thank you. First of all, I'd like to thank the people who are phoning our offices today asking about the members and asking how they were and stuff. So I appreciate that. I appreciate all of you coming here today to get our message across. So thank you for coming today. Why do we do these press conferences? We do them to inform you of the Winnipeg Police involvement up to use of force encounter only. We can't talk about it after it happens. IU will be answering those type of questions for us. But it's important for our members as well as the citizens of Winnipeg to hear some of the details leading up to the incident. I'm lucky I'm acting chief of police for a dedicated and committed police service. We do have dedicated and committed police officers out there, so answer any questions you have to the best of my knowledge. So,
what was the nature of the prior criminal activity as referenced in the release?
I believe that there's limited information we got. There was 2 pursuits already that happened outside of Winnipeg, and so that was part of the notification to us.
Was this any connection to the LaBroquerie incidents?
Not sure. RCMP, I should mention that RCMP will be handling pre and after investigations, so I'm not sure. You have to direct that to RCMP.
And I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Given that you're the first police service that's made themselves available.
Yes, yeah.
Don't ask, don't get.
Thank you. Okay.
So in terms of the The police car, the police service cruiser was rammed.
Yes.
And then was there, when you say engaged, can you describe the nature of the engagement?
I can't. That's in the hands of IU right now. So I can't. Yeah. All I can use of force encounter happen where firearms are discharged. I can say that.
Are you able to say at what distance are you able to tell us anything more about the use of force encounter?
All I can tell you is that our cruiser car was rammed by that truck.
Can you identify the deceased?
No, I can't. No,
I
IU.
gave you a name. Can you confirm it's the
No,
same person?
no. IU will be notifying. You can ask IU that question. So.
How was Air One in continuous? Did Air One have to return for refueling? Was Air One in continuous sight of this vehicle that was being pursued? I
can tell you early indications was that Air One had to go back for refueling and come back in. So
I'm sorry?
They did go back. They had to go and get refueled and come back.
What is the normal range from the city that Air One can?
I can't answer that right now, but we can get you the answer for that for sure.
When's the last time, by your recollection or your best recollection, that the police helicopter had to continue to surveil a vehicle that far outside the city?
I do have memories. I don't have the exact details of the incident, but I do know that we do go outside the city. Yeah, we always help our police agencies in Manitoba. Anytime they need us, we're there for them.
Has the police helicopter ever had to follow a fleeing vehicle from the city to a bedroom community?
Yes.
So that isn't unprecedented already?
Not at all, no.
Up to, just prior to the use of force incident, I'm hoping you can answer this, were the officers who were rammed, were they surprised by this? Were they ambushed? Did they see this coming?
I can't answer that right now. Yeah.
Were
they were directed into the parking lot to look for that vehicle. So.
Was it only one cruiser? Did they have backup? Another?
There was other cruiser cars in the area, but there was only one vehicle going into that parking lot.
Is that normal procedure, or there is no procedure for something like this?
No. What's normal is every incident's different. So it depends how big the area is, depends the scope of the investigation, stuff like that. So at that time, one cruiser car went in. So.
At what point between when this started in Winnipeg and shots being fired, at what point did the RCMP start to assist the Winnipeg police?
I don't have the exact hour or time, but it was shortly after, because they did notify us of it, and they are
shortly after it started in
yes,
Winnipeg?
yeah, that's right, yeah.
How many Winnipeg police vehicles and staff were involved in this in total?
I can't say for sure, but there was a number of them involved.
Is a number more than 2, less than 10, or?
Higher around 10, more than 10, I don't have the exact numbers, but it wasn't 2. It was higher than 2.
Are you able to speak to why there was no notification made to the public on this going on, but also after this happened when another suspect fled?
I can't. That would be up to the RCMP to,
The expression on my face is trying to rack my brain to ask a question that doesn't.
It's complex because it's different layers, right? It's the RCMP. They would be responsible for pre and after. I would be looking at right at the use of force. So it is complicated. Winnipeg police involvement was up to the use of force with the assistance of RCMP as well. So I agree with you. It is complicated. It's different layers. And so you probably would have to go to different people, different agencies to get different information.
Is there any indication where the second vehicle that with the driver, where an occupant went into, is there any indication where that vehicle came from?
No, not to my knowledge. That would be up to the RCMP to answer that.
And had Air One surveilled that vehicle or seen it prior to the exchange of
No.
When Winnipeg Police became involved, did the service know the identities of the suspects? Like, did you know who you were dealing with at the time?
To my knowledge, no. We received a notification about this vehicle possibly coming to Winnipeg, and I can tell you, my service or our service will respond and help any police agency that need help. So our members started looking for it, and they almost got it within 10 minutes. And we have no problems. In fact, it's our responsibility to help each other.
The RCMP in Saskatchewan released the name of the suspect.
RCMP, that's their turf. So.
I'm going to ask if that's somebody that the Winnipeg Police Service is familiar with.
RCMP for sure for now, until we know. We're in ongoing discussions with them, so we still have a lot more talking to do to them. So I can't answer that right now.
Are you aware if D Division's going to be holding it as return?
I'm not. Gene?
I'm not aware of any being planned at this time.
Do you, aside from Winnipeg Police and RCMP, are there any other police services involved, any other municipal police services involved in this?
Not to my knowledge right yet. There might be. It depends when they backtrack and see what these people were responsible for or involved with. So it could be, but right now, no.
And without, I understand you can't talk about the use of force incident because of the IAM involvement, but generally speaking, is a procedure in an event like this that the firearms are available to officers in the actual area of the, within the truck without having, within their cruiser without having to retrieve them from?
Absolutely. Yeah, they have their service revolvers, right?
Service revolver, what about the rifles or shotguns?
I'm not sure, no, where they were at, so I can't answer that right now. IU be looking at that part as well.
Because, yeah.
All I can say, and to be clear, all I can say is we react to the actions of the people. So that's probably the comment of today. Police members take their oath very seriously and to protect and serve the citizens of Winnipeg. They don't want to kill anybody, and they don't want to shoot anybody. They want all the incidents to be handled and resolved without any use of force. They wear this too, and they go and we have to, we worry about their wellness as well. They're members of the community, they're people, and so we have to look after their wellness as well, and we will.
The converse to that is, the question I guess I'm trying to ask is, I understand there's some regulations in terms of the storage of shotguns and any long guns that the police use. But if you're coming in and you're dealing with people involved in prior criminal activity, is it possible, in general, in theory, not this specific incident, is it possible that those long guns can be at hand as you're approaching a potential?
It is possible. I guess it's based on the time that you have to get those weapons. So it is possible if you have time, or if it's just like that quick, then you don't. But if it's planned, then possibility you could use those weapons.
So to be clear, there's no rules or regulations preventing officers from having long guns at hand in a live, dangerous environment.
No.
If I may, sir.
Yeah.
You have to remember you're here in a police cruiser.
Can you please
Yeah, I
use the microphone if you don't mind?
If I may, there's whenever you're in a police vehicle, you always have your sidearm on you. Okay, the situations may be very fluid. You have access to your firearms, your sidearm. You may not have access to a long gun right at that moment, but you always have access to your sidearm. And if a situation presents itself where you need to access that firearm, it's at the ready. You can do that from a seated position inside the vehicle. This is in general terms. I'm not speaking in terms of, but in general terms, that access is always present. Long gun, it may not be accessible right off the bat. It may be in the trunk of the vehicle, accessible once you're stopped. You have time to retrieve it and get ready for whatever ensuing action that you may be involved in.
Because I'm entirely unfamiliar with police procedures, but just to be clear, nothing preventing officers from rolling up the situation going, hey, this could be dangerous, let's get our long guns into the front, into the driving area.
That's always a possible. Every situation is different. Like Acting Chief Standard mentioned, every situation is different. If there's time to access those firearms and to have them at the ready, that may be a possible scenario that may present itself. However, you're talking about a pursuit. In a situation where there's a pursuit, you may not be able to stop the vehicle, go out of the vehicle, access a firearm, come back in, get it ready while you continue. You need to go as time presents itself. And again, that firearm that is beside you at your hip, that's the one that you're going to be accessing most readily.
Small precision. I know that there's some school division who have took some safety measures for students. Is it still like a danger in Niverville?
I don't think we can comment on that. That's per the RCMP, but I can tell you that if there's a dangerous incident unfolding, we do notify the schools about it, and they will make a decision to either close the schools, restrict people from coming in and out of the schools and stuff like that. So that would be the RCMP decision to do that with the schools.
Puis, je sais que monsieur vous parlait français. Est-ce que c'est possible d'avoir juste un petit résumé en français de la situation, s'il vous plaît? Ça serait-
If I could ask, sorry, if I could just ask while you're up there, because I'll have a question for you as well.
Yeah, thank you.
I arrived late, and maybe just to clarify something, so I'm sure it's been addressed. The gunshots through or into the windshield of the police service vehicle. Can you describe the circumstances of how were the shots fired into the vehicle, out of the vehicle?
I can't. That's part of the IU mandate. They would be looking at that for sure. Yeah.
Any more questions? Je le ferai après le... Ça va. Yes.
No, Monsieur le Président, we will do it after.
Did the police have any interactions with these particular suspects before?
We have, yes. We've had contact with them before.
How recently?
I don't know. They're known to us.
And again, the suspect, the colleague here referenced in the name that was provided in Saskatchewan was David Burling. Have police in general ever had any contact with David Burling?
I can't respond to that one. I can't answer that one. Thank
Is
you.
his middle name Frank?
Can't answer that as well right now. IU will be notifying you with the names. Thank you. Thank you for coming. Yeah.